So today I'm going to be making a video on how I acclimate my fish to my tanks. So today I just purchased some, you can see them, these are wild-caught German blue rams. So they're quite sensitive and I will be dripping them. Here, I already have a few in this tank that I bought previously. There's one of the there's the male actually. Right there. Oh. Yeah, so I'll be showing you how I do it. So I'm just floating the bag right now, and I'll probably float it for like 10 minutes-ish, just to get the temperature of the bag and the aquarium to be the same. The tank at the store was quite cold. It was at like 80, and mine is almost at 87, so. Yeah, so for materials, I have some airline tubing, which I'll use for dripping them, a metal clip, which is quite a strong clip too, just to actually make the stream drips instead of just a stream of water, and these various size, well, not various size, these small metal clips, just to keep the tubing in place. I got a big bucket, shameless promo, Canadian Tire, and a smaller bucket on the inside. This is just so that if the bucket overflows, it'll overflow into a bigger bucket and I won't have water left for it. But I probably won't end up overflowing this bucket because it won't need to drip for that long. I'll kind of show you how I mount this tube. Take the airline tubing. This is one-handed, so it's going to be a little iffy. And a clip. Kind of just stick it in. And this isn't going to work. I'm just going to clip it. Okay, so tube is kind of in the water and it's kind of squished with a clip, and then it'll probably end up in there. So I'm just gonna give this a little suck, see if it actually works. See, so that's the stream right now. I'm gonna block that. And I'm gonna clip the rest of it and show you what the drip's like. Actually, I'm gonna fill a little bit of water in here first to get the ratio of water from my tank to water from the bag at about 1 to 4. So that's about it. I'm gonna quickly clip everything. Watch my fish. So I have it at about 4 drips per second, and I'm going to use a clip again. Just to mount it. Yeah, so that's enough. It's not actually 4 drips per second, maybe like 1 drip a second. So this is my drip system for now. It's been about 10 minutes since I started floating them. So here they are floating. I'm just gonna tilt the bag up, and there are 6. So I'm gonna bring this down here, and I'm gonna open it up, but you can't see me doing it because I'm gonna spill it everywhere. So I got them in. There's water slowly trickling down. I had to adjust the clips so that it wouldn't just keep falling in. So I'm gonna leave this for about an hour or 2, and then I guess I'll come back and show you how much water has been added, and then I'll probably take out some water and then start dripping them again for about a half hour, and then I'll add them to the tank. So yeah, I guess it's just a waiting game now. Because I do have Discus, and German blue rams are considerably smaller than the Discus, I'm actually going to feed my Discus before I add the rams in, just so that they don't get mistaken for food and the Discus don't go on a hunting trip. So I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. I feed them these freeze-dried black worm cubes, and because I'm doing this one-handed, I'm just going to dunk my hand in instead of sticking it on the wall like I usually do. Oh crap! Well, that cube just broke in half, so I guess they'll eat off of half of my hand. You can have the smaller one. I'm gonna grab the bigger cube. Okay, well, never mind. They're going for it. It's like a feeding frenzy in there. See, here are the rams I currently have. They're from the same supplier. Got them from a local kind of nano fish store called Shrimp Fever. And they actually have very good stock, I find. I get a lot of my nano fish from there. See, these are the rams after a few, maybe like a week or 2 in my tank. They really colored up a lot from when I first got them. There's some diatoms you can see on my glass. I've seen those later. Yeah, so I'll be rearranging this wood as well before I add them, just to create more more of a hideout kind of feel, so that when these other 6 rams are introduced, they don't go nuts and become all territorial. Here's the male. He's actually quite yellow, and by quite yellow I mean he's really yellow. Yeah, so they ate that first cube really fast, so I'm probably gonna add one more. Keep them in these little, in a Ziploc bag down there. So, here goes. Here's a second cube. I feed my Discus maybe 4 or 5 times a day. And I eat, and each feeding they usually get 1 black worm cube like they are getting right now, but occasionally some of the cubes are actually a little smaller, so I'll end up giving them 2 smaller sized ones instead of like 1 large one. As you can see, they're already kind of not swarming me anymore. They're kind of just being chill because they're probably full. So yeah, and this yellow one here, really has the biggest appetite of all of them. He eats like a pig. And this spotted leopard one here is the most aggressive, I'd say. Yeah, they're not as hungry as earlier, so that's why they're not really going nuts for this. Like, oh boy. Ouch. Yeah, sometimes when I stick my arm in, they actually mistake my arm here, probably for one of these worms. There you go, I'll stick it there. Oh. Yeah, they'll mistake my arm hair for worms probably, and then they end up biting my arm hair, and it kind of hurts sometimes, but generally it's okay. That snake skin right here, this one, that's the one of the smaller discus in the tank, and he does not eat as much because he's the bottom of the pecking order. Same with that other rose red over there. Right here, this one does not eat very much because it always gets taken by the other discus first. So, I think I put in too big of a chunk. They don't seem to be interested. So if they don't eat that in the next minute or so, I'll probably take it out. Didn't show much interest in the worm after about a minute or so, but see how their bellies are kind of bulging right now? It's good, because that means they're full. And that means when I introduce these rams in a few minutes, or actually in an hour or so, they won't go hunting for it like it's food. Or at least they shouldn't, because they're not even eating the food I'm giving them, so why would they purposely go hunting for another fish? So here they are, they're still dripping. It's been about half an hour, so I'm gonna keep dripping them for an hour. Yeah. So it has been about an hour, and I took out some of the water, so it's still dripping in. Probably gonna let this sit for another maybe another 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes until this fills back up. I increased the stream, so it's like it's quite a few drops per second now. So this should fill up quite a bit faster. My discus is still belly full. Yep, and I think it's safe to say they won't get eaten when I add them. So I got this black net ready. Yeah, so just gonna wait a few more minutes. It's gotten a lot darker, that's why there's a light on right now. So, sun's setting. Well, it's time for me to stop this drip system. I'm just gonna unplug this. Well, not unplug. Take this off. This out. And I'm just gonna blow. There we go. So, what I like to do is to pour the fish into a net for one reason: to make sure that I should pick this up in 2 minutes. I pour the fish into a net so that I don't get any of the nasty tank water from the fish store, if there is anything nasty in it. Make sure I don't get any of that in the tank. This is gonna be very hard to do with one hand. I just realized. So, here goes. I do not feel confident doing this with one hand. So I'm going to pour them in, and I'll just put my phone up here. That was close. The glass pane was not down. Stare at my running water, moving water from this top view. Okay. Okay. So, one of them actually got stuck. Stuck in the, I'm not even filming right now. Wow, okay. One of them got stuck in the, what's it called, the bucket, so. Glad they're all out now. There's one right there. You can see the difference in the color between the new RAM and the, you can't really see because it's not focusing, but there you go. It's a lot paler because I just introduced them. Here's another one you can see. See how pale they are. But they're already coloring up. And that's great. Here's another one right here. It's not focusing. Okay, there you go. You can see it's very pale. Here's the male, I'm pretty sure. And that one's not looking too hot. But hopefully with my water change coming up, all this poo from one day will get sucked up and hopefully they'll do okay. You can't see anything because it's Discus. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a water change now, I guess. Maybe not now, but like in a few minutes. So I just did my water change. I also did some rearranging, so that's what the final-ish hardscape will look like. I'm gonna have one more long piece of wood coming up. So the rams, I don't know. Here's one of the females. The new ones. You can see the difference. The old ones are much more yellow. They're doing okay. They're not really, I don't think they're stressed. They're just all in this corner back here, swimming around, doing their own thing. But yeah, I think since one is already exploring a bit, then the rest should follow soon, because there's a lot of space for them to be in, to hide and stuff, especially back here. There's a lot of stuff here as well. There's a lot of diatoms too in this tank, but back here especially, there's a nice safe place. But they all chose the sponge filters for some reason. Yeah, anyways, so that was my kind of little run through of how I acclimate fish to my tank. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.